Welcome back to the coffee bar with your favorite bartender, a 5 cup of coffee, and we're gonna do another sip and review with the new live action Disney movie Mulan, now available on Disney Plus. Go check it out if you have a chance. And I know it costs $30, but we'll get into that in a few. I want to give you what I did like, what didn't work for me, and the in between, and go ahead and give you my rating on the whole movie. Just mild spoilers, so I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing because I know it's just the weekend. Some people are gonna be watching it tomorrow on Labor Day, so not too many spoilers. But in any case, this right here is the fiery cherry blossom. Check out my other video on how to make it. It's actually really good, so check it out and then come back here and sip and review with me. So, Mulan, actually starring Liu Yifei. Please don't crucify me in the comments for mispronouncing that. But relatively newcomer as far as acting in U.S. movies. But she has quite a catalog under her belt. I'm so sorry I'm not familiar with a lot of her work, but she does an excellent job in this movie, so I definitely love her as the star. I love the all Asian descent or Asian cast here. I absolutely love it. Wouldn't have been the right move to do anything else other than that. We have Donnie Yen, Mr. Ip Man himself, in this movie as the commander. Love him in this movie. We have Jet Li as the Emperor. Miss him in some of the action movies. That's one of my favorite actors. He's in this movie. And we even got Jason Scott Lee. Now, if you don't know who he is, he actually played Bruce Lee in a documentary movie called Dragon, the story of Bruce Lee. So I loved him in that movie, and just to see him as Bor Khan, which is basically the leader of the Huns, I actually loved him in his role as well. So down to the story, just a little synopsis. Basically, kind of tells the same story. Mulan's father in this movie, and something that worked for me, some of the things I did like, he was way more aware that she was different in this depiction, in my opinion. He was definitely way more aware, and he actually even said, she's not a son, so, she can't, do some of the things that she can do, but he was pretty impressed. They have this little scene in the beginning where she's a kid and she's chasing the chicken throughout the marketplace, and she does a cool flip and a trick off the roof when it looks like she's falling, and her father is actually impressed, but he has to act like he's not impressed because she's a woman and Asian culture. So that's how that kind of went down. But he's definitely aware, and he's definitely trying to teach her, hey, you know what, you got to kind of dial it back, and basically saying know your place in society. That's what it all comes down to. It's pretty much the same thing in the Disney animated version of it. So Mulan is, I love her character in this. I want to go ahead and get some things out of the way that I honestly and truly don't care about, that a lot of people mention. We're not going to get into the political stuff. We're going to keep it light and about the movie. We're not going to get into the political and the boycott and whatnot. But if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it in the comments, but we're not going to cover it in the video. So I know a lot of people did not want to see this movie because Mushu is not in it. But to be honest, I don't think he would have worked. And really, who would have wanted a CGI Mushu? I know I don't. If they would have maybe did animatronic, maybe, but I love Eddie Murphy's Mushu in the animated version. He's not in this version, and it works. It honestly and truly works. And another thing I know a lot of people were mentioning to me personally was, well, I heard there wasn't going to be any songs. Well, the actual themes or the beat played in the background, but they didn't sing any of the songs, and I'm okay with that. This is a live action. This is not a musical. And I'm okay with that. I'm sorry, that didn't turn me away from the movie or deter me from enjoying the movie. So I want to get those things out of the way first and foremost. Now, another thing that I did like is how they portray Mulan and how it really was a struggle for her to actually, steal her father's gear and all that. Just like in the animated, it was really a problem, and she even had trouble saying the oath of trust, the last part of it, which was trust, and the reason why is because she was lying, or truth, excuse me, and she was lying about who she was, and I definitely like that part of it. I definitely like the part about her shedding her persona and really coming into herself during the war. I like all that worked for me. I love that. I like I said, and I know Mushi wasn't in it, but they did have an ancestor animal kind of guiding her per se, and it was a phoenix. It never talked to her or anything. It just kind of appeared to her in different points in the movie, kind of leading her. And I like the symbolism of the phoenix. And there's a part in the movie where Mulan gets hit, and it's basically saying that persona, like I was saying before, the persona dies and she rises as Mulan, and it's kind of the phoenix whole thing. I kind of like that symbolism. It worked for me. I know a lot of people will be like, this bird, but it definitely worked for me. I love the villain, played by Jason Scott Lee, but I will say this: the witch that was helping him, I could have took it or left it. It wasn't one of my favorite parts of the movie at all. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably being nitpicky. And they kind of used her to parallel Mulan. The fact that she was a woman and she was strong-willed and she had strong chi. There was a lot of chi talk in this movie, and they kind of used her to parallel Mulan. But Mulan actually had loyalty to her kingdom and whatnot, and so that's where they differed. The witch did not, and she plays a little bit of an important role toward the end. I'm not gonna spoil that for you all, but like I said, the witch, I could have took it or left it. I like the fact in the animated version where the leader of the Huns, he was just, man, he was arrogant, but in a good way, and he was powerful, and he was just like, he wasn't sneaking around. He was just like, look, he met the army head on. When he even attacked the wall in the beginning, he was like, I'm glad they know that I'm coming. Like, that's how he was. And this guy was a little bit more deceptive while trying to take over the kingdom. He still a good bad guy character, but the whole helping with the witch, I could have dealt without it. I'm sorry. We still had our side characters. We still had Lee and Poe and all of them, and that was pretty cool to see them in live action as well. Shang, which was like the commander's son, he wasn't really in this movie. Mulan still has sort of a love interest, I guess you could say, but it wasn't him. And I'm okay with that as well. I'm okay with that. Two more things that I gotta go ahead and point out that I didn't like before I go ahead and give my rating. One was the fact that she did not look like a guy at all. Like, I guess I had to do my suspend my belief for a second, but everybody was like mistaking her for a guy, and like you could definitely tell that she wasn't a guy. Like, it was like not even that she kept her helmet on the whole time or anything. It was just like, okay, I guess that part was kind of threw me off a little bit. And then I guess, yeah, that still throws me off that they were just kind of looking at her like, yeah, okay, we believe, that you're a guy. That I like I said, that kind of didn't. It kind of did and didn't work for me. Sorry, that's one of my, if I had to nitpick. And then one more thing that I did like, I like the fact that the Emperor was not fragile. Like when they invaded and everything, he was ready to fight. He was ready to get in the thick of it. As a matter of fact, he did get in the thick of it. And I love the fact, and of course it was played by Jet Li, so I love that he was such a much more strong character than in the animated version. I understand he was supposed to be old and fragile in the animated version, but I like the fact that they made him more of a warrior emperor in this one. And that definitely worked for me. That definitely worked for me. So yeah, these are the things I like. These are the things I didn't like. If I had to give this baby a rating, like I said, I enjoyed it, and I would have to give it a. I'd have to give it a 7 cups of coffee out of 10. Definitely, definitely liked. Like I said, I liked all the actors in it. Nobody just seemed needlessly there. For me personally, and I was seeing some people were giving this a low rating, but honestly and truly, as far as Disney live action, I would put it at number two or three, right under the Jungle Book live action. But some of the other live action, such as Beauty and the Beast, uh, Will Smith, you're my man, but I will put it over Aladdin. I will put it over The Lion King. I enjoyed this way more than I enjoyed those other live action Disney. And if Disney keeps going along this line, just like they did with The Jungle Book and this movie, I'm okay with live action. I like the fact that they changed things up a little bit. And if I'm being nitpicky, sometimes it did get a little bit Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon with some of the stunts that were pulled off. But other than that, the fight scenes were decent, and the story was pretty decent. Like I said, I enjoyed it all the way through. I definitely thought I was going to fall asleep on it. I did not. People, please understand this is a business. I know a lot of people were mad because they had to pay the $30, but understand this was meant for the theater. And if you have a family of, man, honestly, 2 to 3 or more, like you're getting a steal. Now I understand the people who already had a subscription and it's just you. I get that because you know what a ticket is, what anywhere from, depending on when you go, anywhere from $5 to $13. So I get paying the extra 17 or so. But if you got a family or anything like that, you'd be paying way more than that to go to the movie theater and watch this movie. So let's not get too caught up on that, man. If you want to see it, go ahead and pay the $30. Disney Plus is offering it. But other than that, like I said, I did enjoy this movie, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone else. Once again, I'm A5 Cup of Coffee, your favorite bartender. This has been the Coffee Bar with another sip and review. Y'all have it.